this video we'll see a transistor, how it works as an oscillator. So it has a different circuit, different parts is there. First one is a tank circuit. Tank circuit means it is a combination of capacitor C and this is a wire coil, nothing but inductor L. This what we call LC oscillator or tank circuit. And second one, a transistor with a common emitter configuration. Third one, a transformer is there, which has a one primary coil and two secondary coils. This is a primary coil and two secondary coil, and here the secondary coil is common for both tank circuit and a transformer. That we'll discuss later. And you see now each and every part and in this oscillator we'll discuss separately. Now see about LC oscillator. LC oscillator consisting of a capacitor, an inductor. Initially capacitor is completely charged and this plate you can think positive charge and this plate is having negative charge, so it is having energy half CV square. And by connecting a coil, good conducting coil, that what you call inductor, and due to this what happened, these two plates are joined with wire, then current is flowing like this. Due to flow of current, this charge is going to discharge across the capacitor. Then what happened, that energy half CV square is the energy stored in the capacitor, that decreases, and energy stored in inductor half Li square increases. This energy we can consider like a potential energy. Why? Because charges on the plates of the capacitor are rest. Because of rest charge we are getting energy. That's why they call potential energy. Half C is capacitance, V is potential across the plates. Here half Li square, L is inductance and I is current flowing through the circuit. This we can consider like a kinetic energy in mechanical oscillator. Because of flow of charge we are getting this energy. That's why flow of charge is nothing but motion of the material, that what we call kinetic energy. Because of storing of charge we are getting that what we call potential energy. Then this is going to discharge because of induction. Induction means whenever the current is flowing through the inductor, the coil, then it can create an opposite field. It creates opposite current. Due to that what happened, here this plate is positively charged and that plate become negatively charged. That plate become negative charge. So the inductor makes this capacitor plates opposite charging. Then what happened, current gradually decreases and again this capacitor charges. That means kinetic energy decreases and potential energy increases. Now what happened, this positive charge discharges, again it tries to discharge and the same process repeatedly happen. Potential to kinetic, kinetic to potential is energy is exchanging. Because of that what happened here, sometimes current is flowing like this, sometimes current is flowing like this. That only what we call alternating current. So flowing to and fro, what do you call oscillations. So for ideal LC oscillator, how it create oscillation means the frequency of oscillation 2 pi square root of L by C. This expression we get in AC circuits. Ideally what we are thinking, how it is oscillating means, so we are getting like this. This is ideal oscillation. Amplitude never decreases. It gives always same amplitude. Energy is not losing. But actually there is no ideal inductor. This also have some resistance and these wires which are connecting between these two also have some resistance. Because of that what happened, some energy when exchanging from potential to kinetic or kinetic to potential, it loses some part of energy. So due to that what happened, instead of ideal oscillation we get damped oscillation like this. To bring it to ideal situation, that to improve the energy of this damped oscillation, they use this transistor oscillator. This is a real case damped oscillation. Energy fall down, you see amplitude fall down, and that will be and improvise, and each and every case, each and every oscillation to improve the initial level, that they use this oscillator. Now another circuit used in the oscillator is that is a transformer. Transformer has two regions. That is, one is primary coil, two coils, primary coil, other one secondary coil. Suppose if you are sending some current through this, that what you call I primary. Suppose if you are applying here an AC power supply, means this current is continuously changing. Whenever current continuously changing through this coil, and the magnetic field generated by the coil, that also continuously changes. According to Oersted experiment, current carrying coil can create magnetic field. If current is changing and the magnetic field generated, that also changes. Whenever magnetic field is changing through this coil, that is passes through the second coil, that what you call secondary coil. Suppose if magnetic field change is there in a region or in the inside the secondary coil, then it induces a current in this, that what you call I secondary. This is because of mutual inductance. What is mutual inductance? The change in the current in one of the coil can create a current in the second coil, that what you call mutual inductance. This is what you call core of the transformer, and this is generally made of a ferromagnetic substance, because most of the magnetic field to pass through the second coil, they use this ferromagnetic substance. Reason, ferromagnetic substance attract the magnetic nature, magnetic flux lines. So that's why they use this core as which is having high permeability, nothing but ferromagnetic substance. And how it induces a current in the secondary circuit means that is based on Faraday's law. According to Faraday's law, some EMF is created whenever a rate of change of flux is there. If magnetic flux is there, change is there, then it creates some current or EMF. So that means in primary coil, current change can create EMF in the secondary coil. EMF nothing but potential only. So for how much current here and how much current we are getting, that we have a relation here. I secondary, current in the secondary by current in the primary is equal to potential in primary by potential in secondary is equal to number of turns in the primary by number of turns in the secondary. Depend upon the number of turns here taken, depend upon that induced current. This is induced current. Primary current, we are sending that current, and this is induced current is created. This concept what you call mutual inductance concept. And this part of this type of circuit also we are using in oscillator, transistor oscillator. Now we'll see construction and working of this transistor as oscillator. You see that a tank circuit, which is a combination of capacitor and inductor, here we discuss that try to generate like this, but it is not able to generate this ideal wave. It can generate a damped wave. To reconstruct this wave, and they use this transformer here, transistor here. And you see, first of all, this transistor is in common emitter configuration. Emitter is common for both base and collector, you see that. And what is a general condition to use as amplifier? That should be emitter base junction forward bias. That's why you see P type connected to positive and negative connected to N type. Forward bias here forward bias. And what about this junction? It should be reverse bias. That's why you see that negative of this battery, if you close the switch, negative of the battery connected to P type, so it is in reverse bias. Biasing condition over. Now, and this is a transformer primary circuit, primary coil. It has two secondary coils. This is the core, and it has two secondary coils. In one of the secondary coil we are taking output, and other secondary coil take it a feedback. What is feedback? Whenever here current changes, that current changes causes a current in the secondary circuit, and similarly here how it is creating, in the same manner here also current created. That means from input we are getting here output, and simultaneously for input also we are getting a feedback here, because here also some additional current is created. That again fed to the transistor, again it goes to input, and again it can create like this. So using this process, it can generate the wave, it can rebuild the wave here, and instead of damped oscillation, it can rebuild like this. Now we'll see how it works. Initially, this plate is negatively charged, and this plate is positively charged, we can think. And here negative charge is connected here. So then what happened? Here current in IB start increasing. Whenever current increases, then current in the collector also increases. Why? Because you know that, and this is common emitter configuration. Input current is less, output current is more. This changes a little bit, means huge change is there in the collector current. Whenever collector current changes, the current flowing through the primary coil changes. You know, the current through the primary coil changes means it can create a magnetic field change. Due to that, magnetic flux change is there in the secondary coil. Due to that, some current is set in the secondary coil. So some current is set in the secondary coil because of change in current. So we get output here. And simultaneously using this core, what happened? Some current is set in this coil also. Then what happened? Again, that current is feed back into the transistor. That will be improvised, that will be increases. That again, IC causes a change in IC is there. IB changes, so IC also changes. Again, it will be induced in secondary coils. So repeatedly this process applies. Up to where we get? So up to required amplitude getting. Suppose this here, amplitude fall down. Up to it increases to required amplitude. This process repeatedly takes place. And after that, what happened? And here you see in output characteristics of a transistor. So here you see input current increases, output current also increases like this. So up to required current in IC, this is the IC, and this potential is, and output potential VCE. VC increases, IC little increases, then it become constant. It is not depend upon VCE. It depend upon here. This is VCE, and it not depend upon this one, and whatever the input current, it depend upon that. Input current means what we get here from feedback. So here, if we get sufficient amplitude in output, sufficient wave, that means a perfect wave we are getting, means it won't give feedback here, because when sufficient amplitude we are getting, this current becomes saturated, means current constant we are getting. Whenever a constant current is flowing through IC, here constant current means it won't induce the secondary circuit. Why? Because you know that in primary circuit, current increases and decreases. Change in current by change in time is there, then EMF is induced, then only secondary current created. Here what happened? Current become constant, saturated current comes. Then what happened? This current become constant. Whenever this current constant, no induced current here created, no feedback is given. Then what happened? It stop increasing output current. So like that, until it get same amplitude is same amplitude as a required amplitude, that is ideal waveform, and this damped oscillation also increases.